Hello everybody, my name is NCS7. Welcome to a bit of a late collections video. So I was going to do this earlier in the month, but I got sidetracked with other things. So we're going to do a bit of a shorter one today. And we're actually doing two systems, the PlayStation Portable and the PlayStation Vita. And it's going to be a mix of both physical and digital games. So let's start off with the PSP. Starting off with Gran Turismo on the PSP. So, I actually kind of like this version of the game. I've actually played a decent amount of it. It is definitely, like, there's not, like, that much content to the game, but I think it's fine for what it is. I think for a Gran Turismo game on the go, I think it's pretty decent. It's got some decent, like, content in there. It plays well. Yeah, I would recommend it if you're looking into playing PSP games. And next game I have is Namco Museum Battle Collection. So this is kind of like a collection of Namco games, and they actually have made like new versions of some of these games like Pac-Man, Galaga, and Dig Dug, which is really cool. I haven't played a lot of it, but I do know that like some of these versions of like these like I guess rearrangements would actually make their way onto like the App Store in like the early 2010s. Don't ask me why I know that. But I think it's pretty good. And then, technically, this is one I have digitally on my PlayStation Vita, so I'm just gonna get this thing. Just turn off the volume. Is Persona 1. I have this one digitally on the PS Vita because Persona game prices are ridiculous. But Persona 1 on Vita or PSP, I wouldn't say it's one of the better Persona games. I think it's a pretty dull game in all honesty. Not really my thing. I mean, it has some good merits, but I think the game is extremely boring gameplay-wise. Like, I could only play like 5 hours of it before I was like, yep, I don't need to play that ever again. So, there's that. So, that's all the normal PSP games I've got. But then, well actually, no, we got one more. That being Spider-Man 2. I only played a little bit of this one because I could not get past with how you move in the game because you move so slow in the game. Because like one of the first missions, you're trying to stop like a helicopter, but you move so slow. It's not one of the better versions of the game. I haven't played like the PS2, Xbox, GameCube version of this game, and I assume that one is better than this, but. This exists. Now moving on to a bit of the weirder ones. We got Puyo Pop Fever 2. Yep, we're getting into Puyo Puyo games. Now, I've done videos on like pretty much all these Puyo games, but Puyo Pop Fever 2 is pretty decent. I love the box art. It's so nice looking. I've also have 15th Anniversary, which I haven't really played much of this one. I've pretty much played mostly the other ones. Such as Puyo Puyo 7, which I actually did go through this game's story eventually, and I played it quite a decent amount of it, and it's actually pretty solid. I'd recommend it if you're interested, but then again, I played the game in Japanese without knowing at all what was going on, aside from a synopsis on Wikipedia, so there's that. But it's a decent game, though. And then there's Puyo 20th Anniversary, which I've only really done versus matches on this, but this is also pretty decent. And these Puyo games aren't super expensive, so if you really want them, you can get them. So there is that. So that's all the PSP games I've got. Now we've got the Vita. So we'll just start with the two physical games I have. The first one being Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. I did a video on this on my main channel not too long ago, so I recommend checking that out. But overall, this game is pretty mid. There's really not much to say about it. It's just an FPS on the Vita. There's not really that much content. The campaign of the game is very short, and they try to pad out by making some of the missions way harder than they need to be. But I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's one of the worst games ever, but it just feels more like a DLC for a mainline COD game rather than it's a complete like $50 package. And then the other physical game I got is Little Big Planet on Vita. I do want to play this game at some point. I really do want to play this game at some point. I want to play more PlayStation games this year, so this is a game I definitely want to play at some point in time. And yeah, because like Little Big Planet's pretty decent. It's another Vita game to play. And then I have a lot of my other Vita games digitally. Which isn't probably the best idea because of how storage on Vita is a little bit weird. So I'm just gonna like get through this. So technically there's two games that I've actually don't have on my Vita anymore. That being Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5, or not Persona 5, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. So these two games I do have on my Vita, but I don't have them downloaded. Persona 4 Golden is fine. It's not really a game I would play again though, because I wasn't really too into it gameplay wise. Persona 4 Dancing, I didn't even touch the story of the game, but I did play through all the songs and whatnot. And it's decent. I think the game looks really nice, so I can really say on that. Now moving on to the games I actually have downloaded, and this is in no alphabetical order, mind you. So the first one I've got is Super Stardust Delta. I've talked about this video before on Forgotten Corner on my main channel, but this game is so much fun. It's a lot of fun to play through this game. The control is amazing. The music is really good. It's not like it's a great thing. And like I love how you collect that green powder and then you get like power-ups and stuff like that. It's such a fun game. So solid. I didn't really care for Ultra on PS4 though. Then we've got Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits, which was exclusive to the Vita. I've played a decent amount of this game, and it's actually pretty decent for what was technically the original last Monkey Ball game, even though we're getting Banana Rumble, which I don't care for. But this Banana Splits was actually pretty decent, honestly, for like the original swan song of the series. Then we've got Undertale. If you buy this on PS4, you get it for free on Vita, so that's pretty nice. And it's Undertale. It plays pretty well on Vita. It plays as good as you'd expect. Then I have Resogun. Resogun is pretty decent. This was kind of one game though where I would say the PS4 version of the game still would reign supreme, at least graphically. Like this is kind of a watered down version of the game, but it's Resogun, and I mean, it's a fine game, but I do prefer Super Stardust. But Resogun's still fun as well, so, you know, there's that. And then I have the Sly Cooper collection on Vita, all 3 games. I want to play 2 and 3 at some point. I have played through the entirety of the first game, and I also did a playthrough with Jason Buttholes on his channel. I want to play more of them because I've heard they get better after the first one. So I want to get to those at some point. Like I was saying before with a little bit Planet Vita, I want to get to more Sony games. And there's not that many Sony games even out right now or coming out. But there is that Astrobot game that I am very excited about. But then we have Welcome Park, which comes with Vitas automatically. This game is really solid. There's not much to it, but it's fun. It's fun. I like the skateboarding minute game a lot because I like how it's kind of a test of endurance. And then I have Flow, which I haven't played much of because I could not get a hold of the controls, but I might maybe sit down with it for another time or something like that and really try to play it at some point, but I don't know. We'll see if I ever do that. I don't know. There's other stuff I need to get into, so that's pretty much, yeah, that's it. So that's pretty much all the games for my Vita. So, yeah, I know this was a bit on the shorter side, but let me know what you guys thought of the games I got. Sorry this did come out so late. I'll try and make sure the collection video for June comes out at a much better time, but anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what games I probably should try and get into in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out and take care.